Hello, welcome back. It's been a while, but like I always say, I only make videos if I think I have something to say. This video is going to be about SSD drives on my new phone. I was using an old phone which didn't have USB-C on my iPhone, and I've been moving to a new one, and the new one does support that. So I got a 16 Pro, which has USB-C, but I want to have external SD support on it. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. I will probably do a little bit more videos again because I'm upgrading my best camera, which is the Sony A1 Mark I, to the Sony A1 Mark II when this gets announced next week. And I might get it earlier than most people, not the reviewers, but let's say the regular people, because I'm high on the list in leasing Europe to get the camera. If you are into that, please keep an eye on the channel. But today we're going to talk about an external SD drive. Again, in my temporary setup, I'm not in my normal YouTube setup, so sorry for that. So we're going to talk about the hagibis SD enclosure. And let me show you the end result, because the reason I'm making this video is not just to review it, but also to give you a hint about how you can actually use it by making some of your own parts or printing the ones that I have prepared, because it's kind of a tricky setup, let's call it like that. So let me show you the first what I've hacked up. So you can see the unit on the back. It's about a 45 euro unit. Now there are three versions of it. The version you want is the Pro, so I think it's called the mc100 Pro, and you can see it because you can actually see the drawing on the back. It has three connections, and that's important. So the bottom one is for power. We are not using it now. This one is for connecting it to your phone, but the top one is basically there's a USB bridge in there so that you can also connect something like a microphone system. And if I turn it around, you will see that there's a microphone system connected, in this case the MC from DJI. And getting this to hook up nicely is actually quite a big problem, and that's why I also decided to share it. I bought about, I think about 20 different solutions to get this connection correctly. I ended up printing something myself, 3D printing it, and you can see now it's being used. It might look a little bit weird. Actually, the hagibis comes with two wires for different types of phone, and you can reuse one of them to twist it around and to get it to work like this, which in my opinion is the best solution. It sort of sits here, but it can't break off, if that makes sense. If you bend it, it will actually, I'm guessing if you drop the camera, it will still not hurt the USB-C connections, which was important for me. It's also the best fit as far I could find. Be careful if you get this enclosure. It's fine, you have to put your own SD in there, but make sure that you use an SD which is only takes about 4 watts total, because otherwise you might get problems. The one that most people are using and I've put in there is the Lexar Play 1 terabyte, which is a good combination for this. And then in this case I'm using Final Cut Pro camera. You can sort of record externally, and it works fine. And of course, because now the mic is also connected, we can see again, if I turn it around, that the mics are reacting. So let me get one. So here's one. Hello. You can see that that one cuts out. So so the second part I want to show you before I take it apart. So I will show you how this part kind of works. Again, I'm sharing this because it's a confirmation that it can work, and also a confirmation about if you want to have made something similar, because I think this is a very nice setup. So the second thing that I'm going to show you, which also is 3D printed and it connects to this, is so this is using MagSafe, but the back is also a MagSafe plate. So the nice thing that you can do is actually stack it. So you can use something like, let me take it off first, like such a ring. In this case, it's from GDC. I would get the one with the built-in Arca plate. But the problem, of course, if you put it in an Arca connector, So like this, you probably block your lens, right? Because the Arca plate is probably too big and it will sort of not work correctly. So what I did again is print a 3D part with a small Arca plate inside. You can see it like this. You can see that's Arca shaped. And I made it so that it's really small. So this part is, I think, about 4 grams and the other part is about 1 gram. And I can just attach it to the back of the plate. And you get this nice sort of small, very portable solution to put it in the Arca stand. Just to compare it, because for me it's all about small, small, small. This is, let's say, an official one that you can just buy. And you can see how much smaller this solution is. Now, can you put like 300 grams on it? No, but we don't need to put 300 grams on it. It's relatively small and light. And now the nice thing, of course, is that you can just connect it at the back of this. Of course, you can straighten it out. Well, then I should straighten it out. You can sort of see how it would work. Now, let me put it in the stand. I will do it off camera and then move it into the picture. Of course, I didn't prepare, like always. No. Let's try to see if we can put this into the picture. You can see that this works quite nicely. Yeah, you can even turn it around a little bit. Of course, it doesn't have a knee. And it doesn't allow you to rotate it, but actually that's what the ball heads are for. So I find that this is a very workable and a very small solution. So let me put it back and take it out again, and then I will show you the different parts that I've 3D printed for this. So again, you can do it in different ways, but you can kind of see how this solution works quite nicely. So the back plate we were talking about, I can just pull it out, as you can see. And it works. So what you can do if it's in the holder, because this is actually quite a strong magnet, it's much stronger than you think. So it's not that easy to take your phone off. You can do it, use the MagSafe, but it's much stronger than you expect. So what you can also do in this case, slide the whole construction in. Slide the whole construction in. So click it in and take it out. It's quite easy if it's on the tripod. So again, this is this small part. If people want it, I can share the 3D of it. And what is nice in my view is that you can put it in a small bag, which of course I put somewhere and I don't know where it is. But it comes in a really small bag where I also keep the plate and some of the other parts, like the SSD itself. So it's really small in a bag. And for me, that's important because even this part, the bigger part I just showed you, so this one, it takes too much space in my bag. This camera, and maybe in the end I'll also show another 3D part I made for the Action 5 Pro, so an action cam. For me it has to be small, small, small. So I understand that you can use a small rig case or something else to make this a much more stable solution, but it becomes bigger and it actually starts competing with some of the other cameras that I own, and that's not what I want. What I want is that I can create this setup using something which is attached to my phone and is so small that it actually doesn't take extra space in my bag. So let me take this plate off. As you can see, it's now off again, and show you how this part sort of looks. So I will take it out of the camera, put the camera down. And you can see that what I've created is a small sort of loop that allows me to attach it in. And you can see how flexible this is, and that's a good thing because that means it's resting on top of my phone. But you can also see that if I would in fact break it, it will probably break my little 3D printed part, which I'm fine with if that happens, compared to killing one of the USB connections. What you also can see in this case, if you are used to this microphone, is that I'm not using the normal USB connector. And I know this sounds weird, but there's a USB connector on the back, but there's also one basically at the back side here. I will take it off and then you can see it. So I will take this part that I have 3D printed off. So first open it up. You can see I've now taking the rotation out, and there you see the USB-C connection, which most people just use for connecting it to their computer or something. But it's actually the same connector that is built into the backplate, which you normally use to connect it. So you can just use that one. So you can, the second part, I will take it off. You can see I can sort of pull this out, hopefully. So you can see that this part, I will totally take it out. You can see what I've 3D printed. You can see this small part that slides into the cold tube construction, which is on this one. As you can see, like this. You just slide it in. And it also allows for the USB connector to go in here and basically create this table sort of solution. This is a small part that 3D printing took me about 2 or 3 minutes. And it's about 1 gram. So basically the 2 parts that I've printed are these 2 parts. So that gets you a very nice solution that works quite well to allow you use your iPhone to attach the microphone, and also of course use the better solution for this hagibis SD enclosure. So again, if you get this enclosure, make sure you get a Pro version, because as you can see, it has USB-C here. It has a power delivery point here, so you can also feed it power. And of course, the cable goes to your iPhone. And if you did not know this, you can click this off and on using the magnet. And again, the second plate, whatever you want to use. So I could also use the bigger one. Theoretically, you can see that you can use this one, and I can just sort of hook it up like this. But I prefer my own 3D printed one. So that's kind of nice. You can mix and match. So that's what I wanted to show you. Let me show you one extra part while I put all the parts away. And the extra part is another thing that I've 3D printed, and kind of tells you the story that if you have a 3D printer, or you can print some parts online from other people, that sometimes is actually a very nice solution. Here's another one. So again, this is for a totally different setup, but this is for an Action Cam. So here we have an Action Cam 5, which also has a magnetic connection. You can see that I can connect this up. But now it has an Arca plate, and again, this is a much smaller solution that you can normally buy. It's, as you can see, extremely small little block that I 3D printed. And now I can just take it off and take it on. And this I can just put into an Arca plate, like we showed before. Of course, that should not surprise you that these two are kind of the same in their ground design. So that's basically what to show you. So hopefully this is useful for somebody. If you have questions, leave them in the comment. And expect a little bit more videos from me, hopefully in a few weeks. You will see when the camera arrives. Like I said, I only make videos if I have something to add to the story, and this might help somebody. This YouTube channel is never to make money or, I don't know, get many hits. It's just to help some people with ideas. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.